Black voters had overwhelming turnout in this year's election. That's despite fears of COVID-19 and limited mail-in ballot opportunities in some states.
An African-American woman who's a bit older said, sure, I'm at risk, but it would take an act of God for me not to show up to vote.
So what do those voters want to see President-elect Biden tackle first? Henry Fernandez's African American Research Collaborative surveyed over 4,000 Black voters from battleground states and says two big things motivated turnout: a push for racial justice and the spread of COVID-19. However, police reform has already proven to be tricky for the president-elect.
That's how they beat the living hell out of us across the country, saying that we're talking about defunding the police. We're not. We're talking about holding them accountable.
Biden's leaked dismissal of the slogan "defund the police" led to backlash from some progressives, though he may be in sync with Black voters about the terminology.
2/3 of African Americans do not want cuts to their local police department.
But Fernandez says when the question is reworded, they overwhelmingly supported relocating money to social workers and youth programs. While racial injustice ranks high, COVID-19 was the leading concern.
Across the board, African Americans are some of the most impacted in terms of job loss of hours, knowing people who are sick, having gotten sick themselves.
National Black Justice Coalition Executive Director David John says the pandemic has illuminated the inequalities in the Black community and further impacted Blacks who are LGBTQ. A study from NPR, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, and Harvard shows 54% of Blacks who are LGBTQ were unable to get or delayed getting medical help during the pandemic. But Johns, an Obama administration alum, says there are certain things Biden can do in his first 100 days.
The communities that have significant concentrations of poor people, Black and Latinx people, of people with predisposed conditions, of people who are living with HIV and AIDS, that they're the first communities to receive access to any vaccinations and other medical remedies.
President-elect Biden has selected Dr. Marcella Nunez-Smith to co-chair his COVID-19 advisory board. Nunez-Smith has dedicated her career to addressing health disparities. Amber Strong, Newsy, Northern Virginia.